Previously on One Cycle.
It was New Year's Eve in Ultra City when 7 10-foot-tall obsidian giants blasted forth from the planet's core. They were the Elders, leftover golems from another time. The original guardians of Polaros became outraged upon seeing the new world and what had befallen of the human race. They stood in judgment, eager to punish whomever they deemed responsible. Patri and Matri Archi stepped forward and were banished outside the walls of Ultra City while their family was imprisoned, their children's fates in the hands of the Elders, who decided to persecute them with a trial. Struggling in the wilderness, Patri and Matri were rescued by a clan of centaurs who not only possessed knowledge of the Elders, but also how to defeat them.
And now, the thrilling conclusion.
The Red Oak battleship glided into Ultra City Harbor on the gray of the morning. In its belly stood a full squadron of centaurs, with Hogarth at the forefront, Patri at his side.
Steady, brothers and sisters. In about 5 minutes, Ultra City is gonna have one hell of a distraction.
Hogarth, I owe you my life. You've been an outstanding ally over the last month.
It's nothing but the Centaur way.
The ship docked, the bridge extended, and before it had touched the ground, 100 centaurs, brandishing swords and laser crossbows, leapt forward, charging against the security drone bots that had risen to greet them. At this stage of the plan, Patri was the last to leave the ship, as the drone bots were too busy to notice him. He had the image of the city map running through his CPU, using it to find the downtown detention center that once was Emerald Stadium. Entering through the maintenance crew tunnels, Patri switched on the Archilink, getting a signal for the first time since the rise of the Elders.
All right, my boy, we can't talk, but I can feel you, so that's better than nothing. Just light the way.
The warm signal got louder the closer Patri moved to it, and faint the farther away he was in its own game of hot and cold. He followed the signal to a closed titanium hatch door, guarded by security drones. Gentlemen! The security drones flew top speed at Patri, who ignited his new, bright red laser eyes, courtesy of the enhanced Omega Gem inside his chest, and blew the security drones away. He stared at the titanium hatch until the hole melted in its center. Orion was suspended in the center of the room by a large EMP generator attached to the ceiling. His 4 metal tentacles were locked into the generator that gave off sharp blasts every second. Patri put his focus on the generator, blasting it apart to free his grandson. Orion fell to his knees, breathed heavily, then looked up.
Behind you.
Orion jetted 2 tentacles from his back, piercing the 2 drones attempting a failed sneak attack on Patri.
Outstanding!
You are alive and came to rescue me. Scenario G13. Most impressive.
You're very welcome.
Where is grandmother?
Archi Archi cleaned the storm drains at top east corner of Archi Manor. An escape attempt constantly ran through his head, but was thwarted each time he got a glimpse of one of the many vulture bots circling above. He felt their stare with every move. Matri shot through a vulture bot, emerging from the flames midair in front of Archi.
Matri? Still can't get you to call me Grandma, even during a rescue.
I thought you were dead. Mute your ears, dear. Matri tilted her head upward. The Omega Gem in her chest glowed bright blue. She emitted a screech that combusted every vulture bot descending upon her.
I'll catch you up once we get to RORY. Now where is she?
RORY was held in the basement of Archi Manor, now converted into a prison cell. There were no guards. Every possible entrance and exit had been sealed shut. RORY rested in the left corner of her cell when the ceiling started to rumble, then vibrate until the top of her concrete prison had been torn apart. In its place was Matri, hovering above her.
What took you so long?
RORY, Arch-IE, and Matri dispatched all of their captors, reclaiming Archi Manor from the Elders' usurper drones. Matri opened a communication with Patri.
Location secure.
Patri ran with Orion through the halls of Emerald Stadium, slaying as many security drones as they could while making their way to the sewers. Arch IE and RORY saw on Maitre's projected lenses everything from Patri's point of view. There were many exploding drones. Then Orion flew into the foreground. The two were ecstatic.
Ori's alive!
I never liked that nickname, Arch.
Bigger some more. I need it.
You are at what I am assuming is the rendezvous point.
There's still work to be done.
Readying the destruction protocols for Archie Manor.
Readying
the what?
Archie Manor houses one of the 3 ancient power sources for the Elders. If we shut them all down, then we end this madness.
We are on our way to one of the other sources, are we not? What about the third?
It's an Aqua Village. And RORY and Arch IE have graciously volunteered.
We just heard about this?
The Queen of Aqua Village banished us from their society under penalty of death.
I think they will make an exception for the fate of the world.
Fine. I hated feeling useless anyway.
I would have thought you'd be used to it by now. Children, don't dawdle. There will be plenty of time for your questionably incestuous sexual tension when the world isn't at stake.
You knew?
We all knew.
What?
I never really understood the need for secrecy. No offense, Arch, but you were adopted into this family. So, meh.
Speed it along. Your parents don't have much time before their sham of a trial ends.
You just listened to One Cycle to Span, Season 13, Episode 13, Part 1. This audio drama was written, recorded, performed, and edited by Drew Manning. If you enjoyed it, please stay tuned to this channel. Thank you for your time, and have a great one.